saying this. Yeah. Whilst I'm talking, I'll try to at time intervals to look at the questions that you have. Today will be an intro, and we would look at basically where we are going. And in fact, we're going to plan ourselves where we are going. We're also going to look at what Timmy, the organizer, has in mind, and what she's intending for us to do. And apart from that, I have, in order for us to have a full training where we're going, I've also created a chart where you could tick the boxes on where you are, where you think you've gotten to, and where you wish to get to. I created that Excel sheet, which I will share with everyone. The reason is because at the end of our 8 weeks, 8 weeks, we would kind of not only do a practical session, we would also have some interviews and some pre um, pre pre-interview sessions, interview grooming, and then hopefully at the end you'll be able to get into the market as soon as you can. So I'll start by saying, if you have your computer, you if you have your computer, I would like you to go into Google. The first is, I would want you to register with one of the software companies. So let me see if I have. Sorry, I'm just having a okay, yeah. I would like you to go to Oracle. So let me put this into the chat. Please copy the URL. The first I want to do is I want to take you to Oracle, where the software is. And I'm starting with the software, not because the software is most important. To look at the use the tool is free in Oracle, so you might not successfully do that today, but the first start is where I would take you to. So I would like you to, if you've seen the tool, if you've seen the URL, I would like you to go there. The first thing you would do for me as an help is you would sign in. You would sign in into Oracle. Oracle is the company, it's a software company that has the Primavera software, and they have one of their strategy is that they have made the software free, so that people could learn how to use it, and by the time you are good at using it, you will be able to apply it in the company wherever you are going to work in the future. This is the first. This is the first thing. Um, this is the first thing we're going to do. we will sign in on the Oracle software. Let me give you this. If you're having difficulty, let me know.
All right, we are currently seeing your email address, your email or screen.
Just my email. My
Yes.
goodness, and I'm
Your
far away
inbox.
from.
Yes. So
Okay.
maybe also you're breaking. I don't know if it's a network. So maybe you are sharing instead of sharing your screen. If you are sharing
Yes. Okay.
screen, we will be able to see it. So maybe you try again.
Are you connecting right now? Meeting.
Hello, is this okay?
Yes, can hear you now. Yes.
Yeah.
Your screen is still the same, though.
I'm sorry, I had to change my location. Let me see if can you if you're seeing the Oracle website, let me know. Just want to make sure. No.
No,
Yeah,
not at the moment.
it's on this app now.
Yes, I've signed, I've created an account and I've signed it just now.
Okay, now your screen is showing. The
Oh, okay,
breakout
good.
is showing now.
Thanks for that. So my intention is that you sign in first. It might take, some of you might get the approval just within minutes. Some of you, it might take 24 hours before they give an approval. So what they do is they give approvals to the um, um, email before they download. Hence the reason why the first thing I'm doing here is that you are able to get access to their, you are able to get registered first before we kickstart the whole process.
Sorry, excuse me. Please, it's asking for company details.
Just put your email. You don't need your company details. If you go by company, then they start asking you that, okay, now that you said this is a company thing, we should go into the payment section.
Okay. Thank you.
Or let me also share a screen. Let me also share that would to give you the guidance, one-to-one guidance. So this, what I'm about to share to you is a guide to registration and download. So you could, I've just sent another chart. It's called Paradigm. It gives a guide on how to both register and then download. If you have any issues afterward, just give me a shout, and I would maybe do a one-to-one on the download side. I wouldn't say that everybody would be able to just follow the sequence, but if there's any issue, just give me a shout. So I would move on from there. Yeah, that's right, Tolu, you're right. Then just pick one out of all um, the softwares, and you will see from all the 54. From all the 54, you could pick the first one, which is Primavera P6 Professional Project Management. I have started with Primavera P6 not because that's the first software or the most popular software, but that's contractually, I've seen companies require that as a contract itself, that Primavera should be used. But I've also worked in the military of defense. They use Microsoft for all the Microsoft projects. So if you want other softwares, you could also go to Microsoft Project and download that, but that's just going to give you 6 months free. And after 6 months free, you would have to pay for that. It's a yearly subscription. Other softwares include Astra, Navistock, AutoCAD they just brought theirs, and then we have not Power BI, sorry, what again, Astra. So these are other softwares, but because Primavera for somewhat started as early as when the use of they were actually the company that first broke out in terms of an enterprise system of managing projects. They were the one who came up with that massive breakthrough, and because of that, they became so popular. So you don't need 50 Microsoft projects. You don't need 50 Microsoft project information to arrive at where you need to arrive at. Primavera came up, that's when it was still P3. Primavera came up with a software that could manage portfolio. That's the right word. Portfolio. Portfolio is a combination of projects, and portfolio can be defined in multiple approach. You could define it as an enterprise breakdown structure. You can define it from a program breakdown structure. You can define it from collaborative project management system, where you are collaborating with different companies to arrive at a project, like when they were building the aircraft carrier, or the one that is going on now, which is the nuclear power station that is going on. They brought in BAE system, Rolls-Royce. About the last time I count was about 62 by law, Kier BAM, that's Kier Construction, BAM Natal, and in order for that collaborative planning approach, collaborative management approach. The likes of Microsoft projects wouldn't have been able to, well, now they would, but then they wouldn't have been able to do that. But Primavera was the one who brought out a system of planning, management, resource management that could really solve that. Hence the reason why we're using software. I would bring you again to some of the where we are actually going, and then we would then start in the planning itself. If you could see my screen again, let me know. I've just changed my screen to one of the project management approach, which is the PMBOK. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, okay. So anyone going for certification would, depending on the certification you're going for, if it's the PMB, PMP, it's you would understand what I'm saying from a process point of view. But this is a PMBOK, which is this actually is 2017. APM has kind of made a lot of changes, but this is still relevant. Hence the reason why I'm showing you this still relevant, and I would show you this on grounds that I want you to appreciate what you want to study. Above, in the body of knowledge from the PMBOK perspective, at the top here is the corporate, which is both the CEO, the executive and non-executive directors. When they bid for the project and they have won from a top level, then we have these directors who would be the one to make approvals of the project, cost, resource. At some point, you start seeing the word a business case. Then you will see, you would get to the planning, from the planning, the initiation stage, which is a level one planning. A level one, planning is in different levels. The level one is when the directors call the senior managers, and then they would look at it from a bed view, from a Google map view, not street view. A street view is walking through the street and getting to understand different corners and everything, but from a bed view or from an eagle eyes view, where you just look at everything, look at it from what do we think we need. And they could give a very high level, one line suit all type of approach. And then they come out with a project brief. They look at the lesson learned here, the project approach they think they would necessarily need. It might not be all, but it might be just satisfactory to kickstart a level two. A level two is then when you pick the senior managers, then ask the managers to start looking at it and discussing. And then we have the first gate from the director, if he's happy with it, if he's able to answer all the questions from the financial perspective. Is it satisfactory? Does it passes the financial gate, which is it profitable? Does it boost the company's image? Is there any political factor to consider? Do we need to talk to the president or the governor or the prime minister about it? Is it safe? Does it break any underlying rules and regulation and things like that? And once they have passed the first stage with the directors, then it goes into the level two proper, where they now start looking at preparing the risk management approach to it, the change control, quality management, communication management, set up project control, and create a project plan. This is where they now call the likes of me and you. If at this stage, at the initiation stage, they may call the likes of the planning manager, the planning director, but at this stage, they then start calling the planning manager or the lead planner or the project control planners, the likes of you and me, to start dicing the meat. And that means breaking it from level 1 to level 2 and to start looking at it in great details. And in the course of doing that, we would produce a risk management approach, which could be after looking at the RAG status and looking at a quantitative or qualitative approach. Then change control approach, looking at it from both costs and time. Quality management approach, communication management approach, the project plan, which is your input, the detailed business case, risk register, and issue register, quality register, and then it goes back again for approval to say, yeah, we've looked at the whole, we've sliced all the meat on the table, we've diced it, we've put all the peppers on it, and we are really satisfied that what we thought about in the initiation phase is practicable. We've looked at the risk, we've looked at every line, and we can say, yes, we are happy with it. Then it goes from there back again downward, and this is where it starts coming to the delivery team. And then the delivery team start looking at it. Well, delivery team also includes the procurement, the buyers, the IT would look at people that have been employed for the job and want to start registering their names, by purchasing new computers, looking at the security system of everything to make sure that we are going to be compliant. The business analysts must have started at this stage, looking at it from this stage, especially looking at the money and saying, look, with all what we are talking about, I think we might have to borrow money to, and then if we are going to borrow money, director is aware, and director comes back here into the change control and the project plan to see budgeted costs, because then they start looking at both the change control and project plan. They start looking at the budgeted cost and start seeing whether we'll be able to pay as we start collecting our payment. So project plan then comes back again. The project planner, which is you and me, they might ask us to say, okay, within the breakdown structure of all what we are going to do, please make sure that there are lines within our projects to make sure that we collect our money from the clients or from anyone on this date, so that we're able to pay. We are able to pay anybody that the business analysts have said, look, we might have to borrow, an accountant have agreed, and so we have to pay the bank on this date. So let's put a 1 week. Now the next question becomes, who is going to monitor all those time to make sure that we are not delaying and looking stupid before our clients, looking stupid before directors? The person that would point to is you. Again, is you and me, the project planner, to say, this is managing of time, and this is managing of scope, and also who is going to tell us, because everybody is going to be busy. The delivery team is going to be looking at delivery of everything that needs to be delivered, especially the IT would look at the delivery of the IT sections. The business analyst looks at the delivery of the business approach. Resource is looking at the delivery of the resource, but who is going to then look at the delivery of our performance to say, look, we're spending the money the way we've planned it. We are looking at the costs the way we are supposed to look at it. We are looking at the time the way we are supposed to look at it, and we are bringing up matters that matter. And also we are looking at the scope, and we are satisfied that we are going according to progress, or that we are delaying, and the delaying is having some creeping effect. And the creeping effect is going to cost us one ABC, or we're not going to be able to pay because of the creeping effect. Who will they call? Well, they may call the project manager, but the project manager at the tail end we look at the project plan, an agreeable plan. So while the delivery is going on, we will get to a point where we need to show some sense of reporting, and this is where we get to doing reporting, and the reporting then gives us whether we are able to close the project after the project is completed, when we are going to hand over the product of what we have done, when we are going to how we are going to evaluate measurement pattern or method of evaluating, and recommended project closure approach or project closure pattern or agreed project closure time. Looking at all what I've said, and I've just given a summary just from the project planning section. Looking at what I've said, you would see that this is a very important within the project, within a project within an organization, within a project setting, within a project system, or a project management process. Let me open PMP. I did open PMP. This is just APM approach. That's in the likes of the UK and Australia, how they would approach things. If you look at it from USA, Middle East, they do take it from a process approach, and I decided that I would go into looking for that. So if you know about the PMP certification, it's a project management process system from America, and it started in America, and is one of the oldest and one of the strongest. Is one of the strongest certifications in the project management world. Although politically there's been back and forth about it. If you have a PMP in the UK, companies would rather want to look at the APM because the terminologies are more UK savvy, and the contractual basis at which APM was developed was using the laws of United Kingdom. APM is really appreciated within the EU and Australia, but PMP is highly appreciated in Africa, in America, as usual, and in the Middle East. It's a political thing. It's not something that you find written anywhere. You observe that, and I'm putting myself forward. If you feel what I've said is different, please let me know. But if you have PMP, you have more edge in the Middle East. You have more edge in the United States of America, and also in Canada. But that being said, let's just go straight. So they have this process, and if you look at their process is about 14 or so years. It's 14. If I would remember, it's about 14. This is 13. This should be an so if you look at it, from the initiation, which there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 compartments in creating a project in a project life cycle. There are about 5 compartments. The compartment is similar to what I have spoken here, the initiation phase, which is this side of things. So the initiation phase is when you have a chat with directors, senior management. You have a chat with either the global director, the CEO, or sometimes it doesn't even go that far. You regional manager, the regional director, where you talk about the project itself that is being bid for, and then in the course of bidding, which is in the tender phase, you have to produce a project charter. And in producing a project charter, it goes back here again, where you have to kind of create a plan for the initiation phase, outline a business case, outline an overall cost management, or an overall cost management for the bid, what it would take in terms of resource and all that. Then, if you've won the project, if you've won the project, you are still in the initiation phase per se, but not altogether in the initiation phase. You are just at the tail end of the initiation phase. At that point, from the project planning perspective, you are then given the tender document that has been tendered, and then you are told to start looking at what has been the caveats, that's the risk, what has been assumed, the assumptions, what was the scope they have used, what scope is there, what scope is not there. And then you go into the planning process, and in the planning process, that includes, and this is where you see yourself, where you look at the planning scope, and this is where the planner comes in. You collect requirements, you define the scope, you create a WBS, those are the things we are going to talk about. Then you start, what's happening? You then start in detail looking at the planning process. Now, if you look at it, there is a whole sector. There is a whole sector for just the planning, which includes the cost planning and all that. But if you look at it, it has virtually everything we are going to talk about. And this is where I'm taking you to. We will talk about everything here in this planning process for the next 7 to 8 weeks. And in the execution process, we'll talk about how managing communication, what communications we have, risk that we have, how to present risk, the qualitative. I will talk a bit about the qualitative risk analysis, because it's different in different companies. Some really into some take it on the individual scope. You analyze a scope and just give a risk analysis on the individual. Why some use the software and use the statistical approach. A statistical approach is looking at mean, median, mode, and using a Monte Carlo approach to kind of define everything and assume. It's all an assumption. And we will talk about that on detailed basis. Most often, the procurement management, we don't manage them directly. All projects that are being, you don't manage them directly. You only give them a need by date and things like that. So we would go into this in detail, and then the execution phase is when everybody goes to start carrying out the job and making sure that the job is being carried out. And what's your planner? We will discuss about that. The monitoring and control And if you look at this control schedule, I'll talk about that. Control costs, control quality. Well, we'll talk a little about that, but this is not so much in depth to planning in itself, but we'll still talk about our control resource, where what you do in terms of this place, and then the closeout. Now, in control, basically, we have 4 major things we do in control as planners. Number one, we measure. And in measuring, we compare what we have planned as against what we are doing or what we have done. Number two, we communicate, we report, and that could go as far as the director that approved the initiation phase. We want to know what's the status. They can also go as far as looking at it from business case, as a business case, budgeted and unbudgeted, approved and unapproved cost, overhead costs. They use that to manage. 3, the planner will be needed for litigations where contractors or other companies are saying that they are not happy with what the other party is doing. They are supposed to finish today. Now look, who is going to bear the cost? Who's going to bear the cost of the supplier? Who's going to bear? So it sometimes or inclusively, they will add the planner to such meetings where the planner has to say, look, as a planner, I am the referee. I'm the referee because I was the one who sat with you during the planning process to say, you are going to finish in August 2023. And you, company Y, you will start your job in October, because between August to October, we allow you to clear the space so that the next person will start. I was there. I'm the planner. I wrote everything down. Look at where I write it. And so now that you have delayed, I am going to analyze it, because your job is to analyze a delay, and hence the reason why you need a software. In the olden times, before the software, people spent a month trying to analyze delay. I know of an elderly man. He's tired. He does it with by calculation. He spends a month. There was a company before, when people didn't appreciate Primavera so much. There was a company that flies a professor of accounting. No, sorry, a professor of biz admin. Yeah, flies a professor of biz admin to come and analyze who is to be blamed in a delay. But now that there is a software, people do that within 5 minutes. And how to do that is what we are going to talk about. So you're supposed to finish in August. Now this is October. What is the delay? Who is going to pay? How much are we going to pay? Where is it going to impact us as a company, and things like that? So that is the third part of the job. The last part is how to cascade a lesson learned, from one job to the other, so that you are able to advise as you grow up the ladder. You are able to advise directors, senior management, yourself, your lesson learned. You're able to advise in terms of in the planning process and say, look, 2 years ago, company A, this happened, this environmental, this happened. So we are putting this in the plan, and I'm not satisfied with what I've put in the plan. So I'm adding that into the plan to make sure that this works accordingly. So that's one of the reasons. Now, the unprofessional, well, it's still professional, but we as Black and an ethnic minority, one of the reasons again we need planners to climb up these ladders is that across the United, though we have project managers, but we need more even out in the UK, outside the UK, if you look at, I've worked in the EU, the level of appreciation of ethnic minorities like the Black community is not as strong as appreciating the United Kingdom. And don't get me wrong, the United Kingdom built it to where they are, but we also need to build our management system to where we should be, such that we also are being respected. In Africa, we are still using the APM, European APM, although beginning to see some companies coming up with traditional project management approach, but we are still using this approach that we are giving from what we have learned and not what we have understand what project management is from a black man's perspective. And this is a forum where we can both understand, apply it to United Kingdom, and also develop wherever we think we can give to the African communities as well, globally. So yeah, this is where I would want you to appreciate. This is why we are studying today, and I want you to appreciate project planning. Please look at your emails, every one of you, if you have, if Oracle has approved your software. Let me look at if there are questions before we start diving into it, because the next phase would be that I would open the software and we'll start going into it. There is a live project, and I'm going to also put Timmy's project. We would all go into it in depth.
I think I've got the email, but I just don't know how to get onto the screen that you've posted on here.
Okay. Test. Is it the Taragin link that I sent to you? Which of them are you finding it difficult?
Sorry, I'm just trying to remember which of the links that I used, but what I have done is I have signed up. So I have signed up on here, and I've gotten the email as well. But when I go back onto the actual website itself, I don't know what I'm looking for.
Oh, okay. You go back to, let me click on. I'm sending you another link, which is still the same link I've sent initially, but that will be the link you would use. So please go into this and then sign in. Sign in. And then after signing in, just let me know if you have, then we'll take the next step.
Hello, Mr. Magnus. I didn't know how to maneuver the haven't maneuvered the, what's it called, the company account, the company name and all that.
Okay. I think.
Or did I go to the wrong site?
Anastasia.
Yes.
I think you and I would have to deal with that one-on-one.
Can I say something, Mr. Magnus? Sorry, because I had the same thing. I just put my email address there for the company. Okay. I put my email address.
Yeah. What if you and Anastasia, do you mind if we we look at it together after the meeting so
Oh,
that
that would be fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, so that I look at it one-on-one and kind of resolve that. I wouldn't want you to get into the problem of
Can I ask for a
being locked
favor?
in time.
Oh, excuse me, Magnus. So sorry about to cut in. So
Yes.
that everyone on the call, I'm not sure if we have 100 people on the call. I'm not sure 100 people would have installed it. So why don't we have even if it's 10, 15 minute session to walk through the process so that we can all go through together. Thank you.
Okay.
So I don't know you want to stop today's lecture. If you are towards the end, then we can use another 15 minutes. If that is, if you have the time, that is, to now
Yeah,
walk
I will do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Let's start now. So what I'm going to, thanks for that. Thanks for stepping in, Timmy. I think that was a very good idea. So what I'm going to use, the links I'm going to use is both the Paragreen link and the Oracle link itself. The Paragreen link, I will use that to create the step-by-step. I will go step by step through what we have here. Sorry. What we have here. And then we will get to the end. I think I was expecting that there will be one or two issues when we get somewhere, but let's go on. So I'm going to create an account. The software, the link is this. I'll create an account, which is what I have created here. It has actually recognized because I've downloaded. So United Kingdom, I gave them a name, job title, work number. Now, company, I use self. I actually use self. And the reason why I use self was, although I have a personal company, but I decided to use self because I don't want it to start disturbing me, to say that now that you're a company, would you want to pay then zip code and postal code. It asks me if you send marketing. Is up to your choice if you want that. Then I clicked on create account. Job title, I put planner. And work phone, I actually put my personal phone there. And then I clicked on create account. So for this link, this is all you need to do. It's okay if you put your private, your personal, your home address, and the reason is because I personally feel that Oracle will want to verify if it's a legit address, and if it's a legit city and things like that. So I did put all that because I wanted a situation whereby they are not saying on the grounds that you the right address of being a software company. It was out of fear anyway, not out of compulsion. So what I would rather prefer that you think something that if it's verifiable, you are not caught in between. And Tola, you want to say something?
Yeah, sorry to
Hello,
cut in. I'm just thinking about if you can just download this thing and send it to whoever needs it.
You
if just download it and share it with people. Yeah.
Yeah, if it was the year 2000, it's possible you get folder, crack folder, but now you don't have it as well. You don't have it as crack folder, and it's possible to see it as crack folder, but I don't think you would get it as cracked folder. So this is directly free from the company, and I think except I do some research to know whether you can find a crack folder, but if it's something to register and download, I don't think we should be looking for crack folder because we don't know what is added to the crack folder itself. Previously, when that was 2000, 1999, 2010, it was all crack folder, piracy folders, and because it was all payment, but Oracle has made it free. Abby, do you want to say anything? Okay, so if that has been done, then we can then take the next step, but you have to look at your email to confirm that you have been able to register. If you're still finding it difficult to register after this, we've just finished this line. If you're still finding it difficult to register after this, let me know, and I would see if there is any other way apart from this. So after registering, and you go to your email and you observe that after going to your email and you observe that you are able to you have been approved, or it's been agreed, it's been accepted, or Oracle has accepted your request, then you can then sign in. And by the time you sign in, you get to this page, which is what this is telling us. You get to this page, and after getting to this page, sorry, I don't know if we have gotten an approval first.
Yes. Yes, I have. Yes.
I'm
Can
sorry.
can I ask a question? How are people able, like, I can't go if I don't put a work number and a company name. So how do
you don't put your private number there.
Okay, and then just put any name, work company name.
You can put self
company name.
Self,
yeah,
that's
you can
what
put
I
your yeah,
all right.
and then
Okay.
put your house, your number, your house address, and like I said, I just want them to make sure that when it's checked, you are not they are not picking you out on the basis of verification.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I've already got an Oracle account. I've just logged in. I'm in, but I'm not. I can see Explore Primavera P6 EPPM, but I don't know where to go on from here.
Okay. Did you see all this?
No, I've only gotten to. It just says the heading is it shows on the right hand side Bombardier on the right hand side, and on the left hand side it says Primavera P6 Enterprise Project Portfolio Management. I don't know if I need to click on something, but that's my link
I've
there.
just signed in back. Is this where you have gotten to?
No. So is it under the cloud area? Is it cloud related?
Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, okay, I'll share my link now. I click on that link. I can share my screen if you want.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. Okay, I can share it because
while you're
I'm not
doing that, while you're doing that, Blessing, do you have any question?
Okay, I've given you everyone multiple opportunities to share your screen. So if you really want to share your screen, you can request. You can try. Sorry.
Okay, I've just shared my screen.
Yeah, let me see.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. This is my first time.
Morning. Morning, Blessing. I'm listening to you.
Yeah, sorry. Good morning. This is my first time on this call, so I don't know how do I go about creating the oracle. Like I just be told what to do. I can get it done in a few minutes so that I can flow along. Thank you.
Okay. I would look into that. Just a minute. Essay. What do you have a question?
Good morning. Excuse me. Good morning, everyone. I've downloaded the application, but I can't open it on my laptop. So I've done a screenshot. If you can look through the chat, there's a screenshot of my computer there. Or should I share? If you want me to share my screen again.
We'll share later. Let me just go with. I'm trying to get to the screen. Is anybody sharing anything?
Yes, I'm sharing my screen. I've shared my screen. I don't know if you can see it. I've
Yeah,
got
I'm trying to see.
Primavera P6 Enterprise Project Portfolio Management. I don't know if this we are meant to be, or maybe I'm meant to go into resources or anyway.
Timmy, I'm not seeing his screen.
I'm not seeing his screen either, so maybe you have to
Okay.
stop sharing first.
Let me share my
Okay.
screen.
Maybe you need to stop sharing and
Let me stop sharing.
no, maybe Magnus needs to stop sharing, but I think you should be able to.
Let me see.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
good.
started sharing.
Yeah, so this is where I'm stuck now. So everything is downloaded on my laptop. So and
You've even gone far. Okay, let me just hold on there because you've gone farther enough. You've been able to download. I think the only thing okay, while I'm going to say others, Femi, let me see your screen. Blessing, are you the one sharing now? Or is it essay?
No, I'm not sharing. Direction. That's all.
I'm sharing, but I don't know if you can see if you can see my screen or not. I don't know.
Should I stop sharing?
Essay, are you the one sharing?
I can see your screen, Femi. I think beside it, you need to click on view options. Then the screens that are shared. Then you select Femi or Shewa.
Oh, okay. I think I'm seeing essay. Yeah, thanks for that. Oh no. Essay, I think you are in the wrong link.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me go back. Let me go back and send you the right link.
All right. I'll stop sharing.
Yeah. Okay. If you are sharing your screen, if you are sharing me,
yes,
not
I'm
the
sorry.
screen,
I was trying to share
screen.
my screen as well. I don't know if you can see my screen.
Oh, okay. I can see. I think you're on the wrong screen as well.
Okay.
So I'll send you the link.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So let me share the link again.
Sorry.
And then...
Sorry, can I make just a quick comment? Okay, so I think people may be mixing up what account they need to go onto because there's two. So you've got the cloud option and you've got the normal Oracle option. So I initially went for the normal.
Is the cloud
so
option.
You need to go to the cloud option. And I think that's where everyone needs to sort of start from.
It's the cloud option.
Can you share the link again? Because we've got so many chats.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that.
Hello, hi Magnus. Good morning. Can I say something, please?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. As a matter of fact, like most computers, actually do not support the download of the P6. Some people do not understand that, and the process of trying to download it, they'll probably be getting a lot of wrong notification. I'll probably suggest that maybe you can create a particular class for the people that do not understand how to download it to be able to go take it step by step. You know, like I know how to download PCs. I know a little bit more, though I'm new in planning. But I mean, I can do the basic foundation. So I would probably suggest, like, I went through all of this process and it was difficult initially. So I don't know how many people that already understand the dynamics of how to download the PCs and then how to do the basics. But initially, this is like the fundamental. So it's going to like be going in circle, in circle, in circle. I would probably suggest that instead of going forward, you can probably just assign the class to one, maybe use this in initial class to tell people step by step. Let everyone stop running around the second one. Then you just take it one step after the other so that people can see how you're going about it. This way, everyone will keep bombarding you with all sorts of information. And at the end of the day, nothing will happen.
Okay,
I don't know if I'm making sense.
Thanks, Phil. I thought that was what we were doing, but all I said is being able to install his own. So definitely somebody is getting something right. I'm not sure.
Sorry, can I make a suggestion? You know, to download P6, there are actually standard requirements for P6. So if you're not using a Windows with 64 bits, you will not be able to have it running on your system. So I think the first thing we need to do is to actually give the standard requirements for downloading P6 on a laptop. Not every laptop can run P6.
We shared that information last week before the class and yesterday again. So if people have not really taken note of those requirements,
you're right. Yeah, you're right, because I saw that requirement. Yeah. And so I would have assumed that people would have those requirements in place. But if they don't, it might be difficult for them to be able to continue with the class unless they have those requirements.
For those who don't have, for those who are using, for those who are using Apple products, I would have to go do some findings. Most of the time it's Windows, and in fact, they themselves, Oracle themselves require Windows, but I would rather want to do a thorough check to make sure that they have not evolved into Apple products as well. But if you have a Windows computer, I think what we are doing should be easy to do. But I wouldn't say if it's not easy, I wouldn't say it's not because of you. It could be a lot of other factors. So if by next week, I would come back to let you know if you can do that on Oracle. And the other brother that tried to volunteer to help out as well. Thanks for that. Not that I'm putting your suggestion aside. Perhaps we would look at that next week as well, because that will be the first thing we'll have to do to be able to really dive into the project. I would want that we would finish the project making Black and Scott proud that we have been able to have some successful stories, but much also that we would have at least out of 100 of us here, we will have at least 10 of us or 20 of us that will be able to say that by January, February, in one or the other, as a result. So wherever we've gotten to, I've just sent you the link. I've just sent you a link, which is what, let me put, I've put a heart sign on the link I've sent. If you haven't registered, if you have not registered, please use that medium. It would be the best way. And if you want to continue both from doing it, both from registering and downloading, please use the link that I would send now. That would help out in giving you step by step. This is for step by step. again, this was just step by step. So I'm going to write the word step by step. Step-by-step process. This gives you just the step-by-step. This gives you just the step-by-step process in downloading and registering. Blessing, are you raising up your hands?
I've been able to create my account on the Oracle website. I think would that be okay? Because you're talking about
yeah, okay, that's a good step. I will take the next one later on. Just a minute. Ola, please. What's your question?
Nothing really serious. First, I created my account using the Oracle here. I didn't use the cloud, and I got it. I got the verification code. But what I noticed is the link you sent for us to follow through step by step is probably outdated. So it's different from what people are seeing on the screen. So the way I navigated it was that the moment I signed in into my account on the Oracle, I just used the search bar to navigate. So I searched through the Oracle software delivery cloud. I just searched through and it gave me exactly what I'm looking for. I clicked on it. Then I went back to the link you sent and I just followed it through again, step by step until I got to downloads.
Yeah, thanks for that, Ola. I think you'll be very handy. You'll be very handy, and I'm thinking maybe next week. I don't know whether I should say that. Maybe next week, I would add, just as I'm adding 30 minutes to the time, I think I will add another 30 minutes, so it will be 9 to about 10:30 again. But the first 30 minutes, we would just be drilling into the issue of downloading. But Ola, Timmy, do you permit if I say that if anybody wants to help, if anybody wants to download, if they would contact Ola at any time, if Ola can avail himself?
Yeah, I mean, that's are you available?
Yeah, I have a little bit of availability, so one can always reach out to me.
Do you want us to schedule a Zoom session for this outside of this class, or are you able to even do it now? I don't know the availability of everyone, because the earlier we all have or Primavera installed, the earlier we can go forward quickly on the other part of the training, because we need to move fast.
Currently, I can't use my computer for the Zoom class at the moment.
Yeah,
so I'm using my phone for the Zoom, and I'm working on my computer. So it's quite difficult to share my screen. So we can.
Yeah, you might not share your screen. It might be that individually, like Blessing, Blessing is the only one I'm noticing that needs support. So you can give Blessing that support. Myself, I'm available, but my initial thought was that will be a lot of us would need help, being the fact that it's about 100 of us here, and everybody might be stuck at one point or the other, different from our fellow colleagues. So if you would need that help, Ola, could you tie up with Blessing? If anybody needs help in download, could you please identify by giving an indication there. Raising your hands up, please.
I'm really just worried that we will not be able to capture these very important steps for other by recording it and something they can use as reference later. I don't mind at all that we do it on a call or separately or on our individual groups or time. But imagine if we have a 10, 15 minutes video walkthrough for others that don't even know what to do. We can then record that and share that as the main, look, if you're having issues, this is what you need to do. Or if you want to install from afresh, this is what you need to do. Just my suggestion.
Can I say something? Hello. Can I suggest that maybe anybody that has done it should record their screen from the scratch to the finish, from the start to the finish.